Maxava Simulated Role Swap, or Maxava SRS. This is available in the Enterprise Plus product, and it allows the customer to turn the current target system into a temporary primary while the production continues running, and then at the end of the process the SRS will remove the activities performed on that target environment. On the DR system, the MX Manage SRS command, you can run a pre-check to see if it's valid to be into an SRS mode. So this checks replication status, it checks assignment, it checks that processing is valid and up to date. If you do the start process, it will also do a check, and then it will activate the SRS if the checking process is validated. You can choose to end the configurations, or you can already have the configurations ended. The process will check the current replication of each config. If it matches the criteria and there are no issues, it will end the configurations, and then it will restrict the environment to stop activity at the Maxava level while SRS is invoked. And the reason that this occurs is that we don't want changes to the configuration to occur while we're in SRS mode. So I have a confirmation that the simulated role swap has begun. The configurations are ended. For the data config, a monitoring job is activated, and that now allows me to start doing updates on the DR system as though it was a production environment. If I look at the replication display, this tells me that we're in SRS mode, and activity at the Maxava level is now restricted while we're in SRS processing. If I look at the DR system, again it tells me the same process, that activity on the DR system is now suspended while the SRS mode is running. On the production system, it's still a standard production environment. Your normal day-to-day activity occurs. Data object changes, IFS, QDS, MQ still occurs. Remote journaling is sending those changes to the DR. It's just that the updates are suspended while the SRS process is activated on the target system. Once you've finished doing your tests on the DR system, we can remove the SRS process, and this will end the processing, and then it will remove the changes and updates that you performed over the database, and then it will bring the system back into replication mode. Now, depending on how long you've been running SRS will depend on how long it takes to remove the changes and temporary functionality that you are performing. The recovery process will indicate the status. Once the recovery has completed, the configurations will reactivate back into replication mode from where they left off, and normal replication will continue as it did prior to the testing phase that you went into. So the Maxava simulated role swap functionality is designed to allow customers to turn their DR system into a temporary live environment, run tests, do some validation, and do checks and updates. Then the SRS process will remove those changes and put the environment back into a normal replication state.